Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is the October sales report from Comicron.com. I started doing this series of videos a couple months ago. I assumed that it was going to be a one-off, that people wouldn't be that excited about reading about sales figures, but it turned out to be a really, really popular series. So people asked me to do it every month. People have been saying that the October sales figures have been out for a couple of days, but I kept going to the website and it only showed September, but it was some kind of history cache issue. I erased my history and then the button for the October sales was apparent. So I know there's a stream with Dan Slott and Ethan Van Sciver, but honestly, he's my boy. I waited 2 hours. That's like I met the bro rules, you know. I didn't step on the first 2 hours of my buddy's stream, but man, it's like 2 hours. I gotta go to sleep soon. I can't stay out this late. So thanks, Rex the hero. So this is the October 2017 sales, and the thing is that it's down from the last year at the same time, and Marvel's been doing terrible, and then all of a sudden all of their books are doing better, but it's because of the lenticular scam. So there was these lenticular covers, you know, you turn it one way, you'd see one image, you turn it another way, you see another image. They actually look great. I really liked it as a promotion. I thought it was a cool deal. The problem is that Marvel basically blackmailed the retailers. They said, we've got these lenticular covers. If you want them, you have to buy like 150% of the orders you usually have. You also have to buy non-lenticular covers. So when the lenticular covers came out, you know, they got a lot of attention, but if you would have looked on the shelf right next to them, somebody's saying it was actually 250%. You would have seen, like, if there were like 30 lenticular covers, there were 30 non-lenticular covers for the same price. Obviously, everyone's going to buy the lenticular cover because it had the regular cover underneath the lenticular one. So basically, the extra cost of producing lenticular covers was pushed onto the retailers, who could either choose to not buy Marvel Comics or have to buy 250%. It was completely disgusting. It was a scam perpetrated, I believe, by Axel Alonso and Tom Brevoort to keep their jobs. Because what is October? October is the last quarter of the calendar year. It is the first quarter of the next fiscal year. So all of a sudden, all of their series have this big jump, and that's what they show to Disney. Because I've got insiders of Marvel and Disney. Disney does not watch Marvel that closely. Thank you, Jesse, and for the super chat. So I'm kind of getting a little strident about this, but it was a really disgusting way for Alonso and Brevoort and everyone to keep their jobs. So by screwing over the retailers. So I'm really bothered by this. So speaking of bothered, I'm having to freaking, thanks Edwin Boyette. I'm holding this camera up against a box of Hot Pockets from the refrigerator, so it's a little hard for me to do everything. So just so you know, I haven't looked at this. This is my first thing looking at it. Rebel Leaf says, why are you in live with Slot and Ethan going on? I waited 2 hours. I think that's what any friend would do, and I want to do this video. So so we're gonna start. They always do this kind of, you know, industry analysis. I don't really care. I'm just looking at the hard numbers. So Dark Knight's Metal is, thanks Ninja Bread, is, when I say thanks, that means someone gave a super chat. So Dark Knight's Metal is doing good. Dark Knight's Metal, I'm not crazy about it, but it seems to be a legitimate hit in that it's actually selling and people actually like it. Then we get into the Marvel. The problem with Marvel is that Marvel overships. If you got a comic shop and you order 20 copies of Spider-Man or Thor, they're going to send you 30. Now, they don't charge you for the extra 10, but they do charge you for the extra postage for having, 50% more weight. The basic, Diamond is a monopoly essentially in the comic book industry. Marvel is the industry leader. Comic retailers cannot survive without Diamond or Marvel, so they're just screwed. So this Mighty Thor, it says 116. That's shipped to stores. That is not sales. That is a ridiculous number. Same with this Amazing Spider-Man. So basically, all these numbers are a scam by Marvel to save the jobs of their higher ups. 110,000 Amazing Spider-Man? No. The funny thing is that the Batman, these 2 issues of Batman, that's their standard numbers. So those are real numbers. Deadpool, 93,000. Give me a freaking break. So the thing is that Batman the Drowned, Batman the Dawnbreaker, Batman the Merciless, several of these sold out. And so you see DC putting out actual sales, actually selling books, whereas you see Marvel blackmailing people. And basically, for how many dozens of copies of the non-lenticular books from October do you see on the stand still? Frickin' Batman the Dawnbreaker and look at that, Batman White Knight, 86,000, love it. And you get X-Men Gold with these fake stats. So this is probably going to be a quick version of these videos because all of the Marvel numbers are just BS. They're 250% of they were because they blackmailed people about it. So it'll be pretty quick. You see these like the Falcon number 1, 54,000. Yeah, right. So actually this will probably be like a really quick version because there's really no point in looking at these because it's real numbers against fake numbers. It's actual selling of books versus blackmailing and gaming the system, which is what Marvel's doing. Freaking Gwenpool, 39,000. Yeah, okay. That's like the legitimate sales for the last like 4 issues of Gwenpool. Yeah, whatever. This is just a bunch of paper that retailers were forced to buy, and now what do you call it? And now they're stuck with it. So here's where I get a little confused. Okay, so some of these are reprints. I gotta see, like, Punisher Platoon did not get a lenticular. So once you get to the non-lenticulars, you start getting to see real numbers. Punisher Platoon 1, which is not a lenticular, got 32,000, which is okay, but not that great. Basically, Punisher's had 2 years of just having trash sales of like 15,000. It was a really bad run written by Becky Cloonan. So it has to deal with the repercussions of that. So now we're seeing the real numbers. Teen Titans 32, Nightwing 31, Suicide Squad. So these are all 30,000 is basically the bottom of respectable nowadays. Back in the Jim Shooter days, thanks Jesse N, he would cancel books that got to only 60,000 orders. But now things have to get down below 10,000 to actually be canceled. So you see stuff like US Avengers at 30,000. The funny thing is, that's actually pretty darn good. US Avengers had a lenticular. That's awful. So I don't have it perfectly memorized what is in a lenticular, but some of them I remember pretty well. So this is actually pretty good. I don't know why Punisher Platoon has a yellow bar around it, but I guess 2 issues came out in the second one, and the second issue only sold 7,000 less than the first issue, which is actually really good. Second issues usually have like a giant drop in quality. So the rest of these is so supposedly Guardians of the Galaxy is being canceled now that Bendis left. The sales were so low, I don't think people really knew that it was still being published. But we're down here, Punisher, the last issue, which was god awful, 20,000. And again, I think that's a fake number, like an overship of Ben Reilly's kind of getting no love, 18,000. Miss Marvel, freaking pathetic, 15,000. I wonder why Miss Marvel didn't get a lenticular. since they're always pumping her so much. So Slots, which was I did a hard sell yesterday. It's a new series on the main channel called Hard Sell Slots by Dan Panosian. Pretty good book. Got some issues, but you know what? A number 1 of 14,000 is pretty darn good. I'm putting that mainly on Dan's Panosian. Dan Panosian is one of those guys that he's not famous. He's not technically A-list, but he should be. And he's got a lot of goodwill. He's good on social media. So people see his name, they see his art style, they remember it, they like it. Wildstorm Michael Cray, I did not like the art, but I've actually heard it's pretty good. I'm going to jump on board with issue 2. Black Bolt way down there, 13,000. So now we're starting to see some of the indies pop up. Rugrats, what the hell? So this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I still have to review. Supposedly issue 20 was like real SJW. We'll see. Bombshells United, I don't even know what that is. I know there's Bombshells. Injustice really not doing good. I actually liked it, but the fact that it's an Elseworlds and a video game tie-in kind of makes it feel like it just doesn't matter. This new Superman, the Chinese Superman, sells like appallingly bad, 11,000. But I think we're about to see huge changes in the Superman books now that Eddie Berganza is gone. Honestly, I think they might put in I think they might do like a Greg Rucka thing. Greg Rucka was given a pseudo-editor status when he wrote Wonder Woman, and I can see them giving, thanks Rax the Hero, I can see them giving Bendis something like that, like making him a pseudo-editor and a writer, which, I'd be kind of down for. I mean, I'm interested in New Blood. Bloodshot Salvation, not really doing that good. God Complex, I've heard good things about. And then you're even looking at the, Murder Machine reprint, 10,000. That's pretty darn good. Kid Lobotomy is a new book with Tess Fowler. Good art from IDW, but I just wasn't feeling it enough to buy it and review it. If anybody read Kid Lobotomy and think it's worth a video, let me know. So we're down here in some reprints and then some indie land, around 9,000. Honestly, if you're an indie and you're selling 9,000, 10,000, that's actually pretty darn good. Buffy's doing 9,000. STNG's doing 9,000. Those are pretty solid numbers. My Little Pony. Actually, I'm kind of shocked this Kingsman's doing 9,000. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Thanks, Jesse N. Now we're getting to the real injuries, things I haven't even heard of, like Regression. My gosh. Going down here, Black Panther Prelude. I don't even know what that is. So going down to, I haven't even heard of some of these. These are a bunch of indie and Image comics. So I'm going to try to see if anything jumps out. Shadow, which had kind of a controversial SJW rap, is 7,000, which for Dynamite is actually okay. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is at 7,000. That's freaking pathetic. Going down more, seeing some more the licenses. Licenses is when a company pays a studio to make Back to the Future. Back to the Future has a solid, it's not that big though. I mean, when you're only selling 5,000 to 6,000 and you have to give that percentage to the person you licensed the property from, it's kind of are you making money at all? Ghostbusters 6,000. These are pretty low sales. I'm really looking for some super cringe ones like Kim and Kim or the Aubrey Sitterson G.I. Joe. I haven't even seen that one on here. Hey, there's Udon doing 5,000. It's pretty cool. Come on, where is it? Where are the super cringe ones that I want to see? They're really low sales and freaking laugh at it. Not really seeing anything. Doesn't look like Jimmy's Bastards is doing good at all. It's down there at 4,000. Faith in the Future Force. Only at issue 4 and they're already down at 4,000. So I got a little video on the main channel about the writer of Faith in the Future Force and what I think about that. Oh, how interesting. G.I. Joe number 9 is now selling a full 1,000 copies less than before the Aubrey Sitterson fiasco. So Aubrey Sitterson is a far left extremist socialist who said you can only mourn 9/11 if you're in Lower Manhattan on that day, and everyone who is not there is a faker. Big hue and cry to get him taken off the book. IDW just punted and wait for it to die down, but G.I. Joe fans are very patriotic. Like, we remember stuff like this. So they only had about 5,500 before that fiasco. After that fiasco, 1,000. They're down to less than 5,000. And they've got to give money to Hasbro. So this is an absolute disaster. So ROM, nobody cares about ROM. Honestly, if things keep going with the channel and I'm able to make some good progress with the comics, I might go after that G.I. Joe license. Come on, where's Kim and Kim? I want to see Kim and Kim. I want to see something by Kwanzaa. Okay, so Kim and Kim, that last one didn't even make it. So anyway, that's the sales. I usually spend a lot more on this, but the problem was that the Marvel numbers were all fake. Most of them were fake because they had the lenticular cover, screwing things up and making all the sales like 150,000 or 250% of what they would have been. So people have been asking about this. Actually, I'll go ahead and show it because people are very curious about this. So it's called Comichron.com. I'll just go down to the opening page. If you can see my cursor, you go up to monthly sales, and then you scroll down, and then you can see it. They put them up every month. So it's pretty good numbers. The funny thing is that all the low-selling like Kwanzaa types will say these numbers are BS, whatever. It's the only numbers we really have, and they're consistent with what I see in the real world and what I see, reactions from people. So, I don't know. Usually when I have a hangout, I have it planned. All I have is this. I don't do long hangouts, just staring at this. But, so I'm probably going to wrap this up. And it does look like the might be overheating. So, thanks to everyone who gave a super chat. I kind of was looking at the screen of my laptop and not the screen of my phone, so sorry to anyone whose super chat I missed. Honestly, I'm probably going to wrap this one up early because that Jody Hauser thing that's on my main channel video, I'm kind of pissed about this. I'm sick of being in this weirdo industry where Aubrey Sitterson makes a completely egregious statement. They keep him on the book and it loses 1,000 sales, and they're still going to keep him on there. I'm sick of these far left extremists. Jody Hauser, go watch my video about that. It's absolutely disgusting. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll have more videos up tomorrow.